Create, do not consume. Stop consuming, start creating. Now, I'm Muslim and we have a hadith that goes that the upper hand has more grace than the lower hand. What does this mean? The upper hand is the hand that gives, the lower hand is the hand that takes. So the giving hand has more grace than the taking hand. The taking hand is the consumers. The giving hand are the creators. You should create, you shouldn't consume. Now, why do I say this? Because these consumers, they create a gluttonous personality, and they become ungrateful. They become selfish. They become greedy. Recently, Logan Paul posted a picture with him holding a bunch of comics of One Piece, and everybody was going off on him. Everybody was calling him a LARPer or this and that. And I'm here thinking, like, who are you to say he's a LARPer? You don't even own One Piece, so how can you tell him? How can you gatekeep show that you like when you're not the one creating it? You're not the one responsible for it. You're not the one doing anything for it. You're just a consumer, and you feel like you can gatekeep who can enjoy it and who cannot. Even if Logan Paul is a LARPer, why does it matter? Literally, why does it matter? Does him enjoying One Piece or not enjoying One Piece change how you view One Piece? No, it doesn't matter. You're just being greedy. You're just being selfish. And that's what these consumers are. They're greedy, gluttonous bastards. Another example, God of War. A while back, a picture got leaked of the actor playing Kratos. He was in God of War regalia, God of War costume, and with Atreus by his side. Now, looking at that picture, I don't think that was supposed to be a promo picture. I think that was just them testing out how the suit looks like, and I think that got leaked. Now, everybody was going off on it, saying how terrible it looks like and how everything looks so horrible. It looks like a cosplay, like a horrible cosplay. They were saying that Kratos looks fat. And I'm here thinking, like, yo, what do you mean it looks horrible? Like, to me, it looks pretty okay. Like, the costume in itself is pretty okay. Yeah, the actors could have been are a bit off, but we have to see them actually act to judge on that. You can't tell from a picture. And I had a back and forth with this guy in the comments, and I was like, why do you think this looks terrible? Like, to me, it looks normal. And the guy was saying something like, oh, you can't feel the aura from this picture. Where can I even start? Whenever people say, where can I even start? It's because they don't know where to start. They have nothing to say. And he was like, oh, it's because the aura, you can feel Kratos' aura from the picture, man. And I'm here looking like, bro, it's a picture. What you mean you can feel the aura? Why do you want to feel Kratos' aura all over your face, bro? That's that's so weird, man. Because that's what these consumers are, bro. They're weird. They're greedy. They're gluttonous. It's a literally gluttony. It's a literally gluttony. Same with Fallout. Fallout, the TV show based on a video game. A lot of people were complaining that the dinosaur in one area is facing the other way. Basically, in the video game, it's facing the road, and in the TV show, so it's facing the gas station, so that our main character, our protagonist, could have climbed in and snipe inside inside the dinosaur's mouth. And everybody was crying, "Oh, Tiki, the dinosaur is facing the wrong way. It's facing the wrong way." Why does that even matter? Like, that's such a nitpick. That is such a nitpick. And people were nitpicking with One Piece as well. They were saying, oh, Sanji doesn't wear the ring in his ring finger. And it's like, that's the only thing you could have pointed out? Seriously, I didn't even notice that, bro. Like, that's such a nitpick. That's what these people do. These are grateful bastards, bro. These are like, like, picture this. These people are like kings reclining on their golden chair, having a slave girl on the left fanning them, and a slave girl on the right feeding them grapes. Then a servant brings them a chalice with wine inside it. Then he starts beating the servant with the chalice because the chalice he bought was the queen's chalice and he was the king's chalice. That's how these people act like. They act like these tyrant kings. Like, why does it matter that the chalice is the queen's chalice? Why does it matter that Tiki the dinosaur is facing the wrong direction? Why does it matter Sanji is wearing something on his ring finger? Why does it matter that Logan Paul is reading One Piece? Like, how does all of that ruin your perception of the media? It doesn't. It doesn't. That's why I say you should consume, you should create, not consume. Because once you start creating, you change your personality entirely. Even the way you consume media becomes different once you start creating instead of consuming. Okay? Because you start seeing all the behind the scenes stuff as you're watching the media. For example, I'm into JoJo's, right? I was watching the final episodes of Stone Ocean, and in that, Araki starts bringing in maths, starts using the Morbius strip, starts talking about gravity and stuff. And I'm here watching it, and I'm like, yo, Araki literally studied maths, studied gravity, found out this really neat tidbit about the Morbius strip, and then implemented that into his manga, implemented that into his show. That's like you start noticing stuff. Like you start noticing the creator's ideas while consuming media when you yourself become a creator, you know. And that's how people should act like. Then now Araki's giving me ideas. I'm like, yo, in the stuff that I'm making, I want to implement these factors I learned from real life inside the stuff that I'm making right now. You know, or like in Steel Ball Run, if you notice, the horses in Steel Ball Run, they're CGI, and that's the that stuff like that you start noticing once when you yourself start like creating stuff. You know, you start seeing how they start making stuff. You know, it literally changes your POV. That's why you should start creating. It also makes you more grateful. Like you can see the effort people put inside stuff that you're watching, that you're like probably pirating. And let's be honest, pirate media. Bro, I'm not paying for like Netflix, bro. Come on now. I'm not paying for like Amazon videos, bro. I pirate media. But yeah, most of these to support like artists and stuff, you should like buy their merchandise and stuff like that. I'm just saying that to save my hide right now. Okay, as I was saying, as I was saying, you literally become more grateful for the stuff you're watching because people put effort into that, and you're just like crying about it online instead of like seeing the effort people are putting into this stuff. Like you don't have to really watch them, you know. For example, in Fallout, I was looking up Fallout on YouTube just to see what people were saying about it after I finished the show, and this one guy kept popping up. He made like 50 videos on Fallout on the TV show, and each title was like Fallout made me want to punch a baby, Fallout made me want to kill myself, Fallout made me want to jump off a bridge, Fallout made me want to gouge my eyes out. Bro, like, grow up, man. How many videos are you going to make with the same fucking title? Same everything. Same video length. All of these videos were like 20 minutes long. Brother. Like, I guess YouTube is paying you well if you can afford to make same slop continuously. But after a while, it gets annoying. And I think these people are the ripple effect of these critics that used to be popular back in the day. You know, back in like the 2010s of YouTube, a lot of these nostalgia critics or cinema snobs or angry video game nerd or uh, angry Joe show or whatever they was called. They used to make thousands of videos just like making fun, critiquing stuff, or not even critiquing. They were just angry. They weren't even giving like proper critiques. These guys were just angry, continuously angry at the media they're making videos on. Sometimes they would just hate on it for no reason. You know? Like I still remember I believe it was Nostalgia Critic, and he made this video hating on the Super Mario live action movie. You know, the Super Mario Bros. Live action movies in the 90s that have didn't really look like Mario. And then he kept on pointing out the fact that nothing looks like the video games, nothing looks like the video games. Bro, this was made in the 90s, back when CGI wasn't that popular. You know, you had to make do with the effects that you had. You had to pick and choose your battles. Yet, despite that, they managed to make something that still looks good. Like if you watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie right now, that movie still holds up. The effects in that movie are still great. Yet you have these goobers online that are continuously hating on stuff. And it just like brings you in a negative vibrational space, man. That's why I say be a creator. Don't be a consumer. Create stuff, give back stuff. Creating and giving it puts you in a positive vibrational space. So yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and be a creator, don't be a consumer.